the water that's sort of directly underneath the sphere starts to burble and wave in a way that isn't natural. But so far has not done anything.
Just gonna at least try and steer our raft around the perimeter of the cavern.
Yeah, can I assist?
The walls are craggy. You can sort of just grab onto them and use your stick. You make your way around, find the opening on the opposite side, and go through.
Jeff turns to the group. It's like, does anybody want to go back and see what was in there?
So you continue on moving along the dark lake. And it looks like the last landmark before you see sort of the mines of Blingdenstone appears to be a very, very tall, large mushroom.
Oh.
And since you guys can't get lost, you have to roll shit. You navigate your way there unerringly and perfectly because of Rolen. This mushroom is like a cypress tree where it's growing out of the dark lake itself. It's enormous and it seems to have like a bunch of shoots that head down into the water. And when you approach it, you all hear Stool in your mind go,
What is this, Stool?
We're near Neverlight. My home is right there. It's right here. I'm from here. I didn't know that we were going to come by my house. I can go home from here.
Alright, well, let's pop in and see what's going on. Check out where you're from.
I want to show you guys my room, because I have a room.
That's great, buddy.
Yeah, I think we got time to stop off here.
Oh, wait, hold on, guys, hold on. Do you remember what those big, tall mushrooms said long time ago?
What, like months and months ago?
Yeah.
No. What?
Okay, I'll tell you, because I do have a very good memory.
You remember? Okay.
Yeah, that's insane that you
I
remember
keep
that.
notes on this little pad. I didn't tell you guys that, but, you know.
Some would call it a notepad, maybe?
Well, yeah, it's my joke notepad, but sometimes I write down different experiences for material. A big mushroom guy, we met these mushrooms and they taught us what all the mushrooms do, if you recall. This is after we fought the bone monster. And then they told us they would never go to Neverlight Grove. They would never go. And we asked why, and they just said they would never go to Neverlight Grove. So it sounded dangerous.
I remember that they said that. That was weird that they said that.
I'm scared. Why don't you go, and me and Stu will stay back here.
But I want to go home.
Stool's
Well,
from
let's let these guys go and see if it's dangerous.
But I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait to go home.
Alright, how about you stay back here, Calvinus? Yeah. We'll head into town with Stool, and if we don't come back and grab you in, say, 10, 20 minutes, then, you know, maybe something's up.
Okay, I mean, or Rolen, you could go in with your, like, ninja.
Stu will tell you that Neverlight itself is filled with these phosphorescent fungi, so there's very dim light all throughout the entirety of Neverlight Grove. Also, it'll be very hard to hide from the myconids in Neverlight, since they pretty much always have this cloud of spores that interacts with anyone that comes into its radius.
Yeah, I'm gonna dab another piece of cloth in water or something and put it over my face, just in case.
But where you are now is very dark. There's a small rivulet that'll head off in a different direction and eventually dry up, and then from there you'll have to go on foot for the last mile or so before you reach Neverlight.
How about let's head into town, and then Adam, you can stay like maybe 30 feet back or whatever. We'll check it out, and then I'll come back out and grab you or something.
Yeah, you stay and guard the boat, Calvinus. Enjoy that pound of you got, and Jeff also tosses him the alchemy jug that we got from the mind flayers in, and says this thing produces basically an infinite amount of any liquid you can think of. So
that's not true. I told you that. I told you how much of each liquid it makes.
You told the rate that it produces, but okay, so fine. It can produce 4 gallons of beer a day, or 1 gallon of wine, or 8 ounces of acid, or 2 gallons of mayonnaise.
I don't want to smoke or drink until, like, we're, like, in a safe situation.
It's your prerogative.
I'll just chill here, but, like, if anything happens, you can count on me to save you guys.
We always do.
Well, I'm going to go with them as well. And everybody except Calvinus heads down the mushroom-filled, dried-up riverbed. It gets very crowded and dense in here as the cavern narrows, and in addition to that, the abundance of mushrooms increases until you're sort of like in a thicket of mushrooms and you have to sort of push them out of the way to move forward. After a few hundred yards of barely being able to see a few feet in front of your face due to how thick these mushrooms all are, it all of a sudden opens up into this very dimly but beautifully lit, enormous domed cavern. A true mushroom forest filled with fungus of every type and style that you can imagine, hundreds of which that you definitely have never encountered before. There are mushrooms in here that are multiple stories tall. In fact, most of the mushrooms in here are that tall. They've got trunks that are 4 feet in diameter. They are just huge, and this cavern goes on further than you can see, even though it's very well lit. There is this sort of colorful haze that settles across the whole cavern. The phasris and also the spores from all of these hundreds of thousands of mushrooms that fill this place, all sort of floating about. Phosphorescent mushrooms are a bunch of different colors, so it's not just one tone here. You can see pinks and blues and purples and teals. It's like a rave and an acid trip all in one, and it is absolutely beautiful. The floor is covered in a very soft, light green moss, and it sort of slightly gives under your feet, which is a huge difference to the rocky gravel and the worked stone of Gracklestew. It's a relief. As you enter into the area, a sort of mild calm sets in as you're walking into Neverlight. It seems that the spores in the air have a slight euphoric effect. Yeah, the major anxieties that you were holding on to sort of disappear from your thoughts. It is affecting you even with this cloth. It probably is something that it absorbs through the skin and isn't just breathed in. As you enter, Stool sort of scampers ahead of you, running across this moss and running into where the mushrooms are. And you see some of these mushrooms actually stand up. Some of the smaller ones, but they're about the size of you anyway, stand up and turn. You hear a voice in your head. Welcome to Neverlight. I am Sovereign Basidia.
Nudges Stool forward with his foot.
Yeah, I told them that you brought me here, and you're my friends and we're really nice. So they're not going to kill you or do anything bad to you, and you can hang out here with them for as long as you want, and it's really cool. And so you can live with me here if you want to, so we can be friends forever.
Well, Stool, you know, we still have...
You might want to stay here forever because it's really nice. You know, if you don't stay here, you can make trips here and see me.
Certainly.
Turns to Jeff and he's like, I'm gonna go grab.
Calvinus, I'll be right back.
And then I head back and grab Calvinus and tell him it's actually super chill there.
And
Nice.
one of the mushrooms just approaches Jeff and he says, "You appear to be decaying."
Yeah, I don't mind it.
All right. We're just particularly sensitive to these types of things.
Fair enough. I'm good. Thanks for noticing, though. Jeff was also seriously considering Stool's offer to stay here forever. He's like, this place is pretty sweet. Like, he could branch out into the Underdark. Yeah, kind of an internal struggle, and was like, I guess I'll continue helping Calvinus and Rolen for now. But to Stool, he's like, yeah, no, I might actually come back and hang out.
The large Myconid says, "When your friends return, we will give you a tour."
That would be delightful.
So, Calvinus, you come back with him, or
Yeah, I mean, I'll go say bye to Stool.
you enter into Neverlight as well, and you too feel this sort of euphoria settle in as you enter into this spore-infested zone. Real terrible things that were weighing very heavily on you are lifted, and you're not really thinking so much about Neurosi and Anil right now. And you're greeted by this Myconid who calls himself Basidia. "Please follow me. I will show you all of the places in Neverlight Grove."
Is there a place that Calvinus can get a new mushroom tip?
Oh,
Basidia leans down and he picks up this little tiny button mushroom and just holds it back at Calvinus, and he says, "These mushrooms are prized for their tips.
Oh no!
Just the tips."
Yep, I like it here.
This mushroom begins leading you. He says, "These are the fungal wilds." And you pass by pale cream and beige stalks that grow thick and tall, resembling a surface world forest. Fungi grow in profusion everywhere. It's hard to find anything resembling a path between them. The giant caps of zirkwood mushrooms obscure your view of this cavern ceiling. Luminescent fungi there give off a shimmering aura. With each step taken on the soggy ground, a rank scent of decay rises around you. And as you pass through, he says, "This is where the circle of hunters resides. Those myconids that enter into the wild and bring back prey and servants for the group." And you start heading slowly upwards. He says, "We are entering the northern terraces." And you see water trickling from walls of the vast cavern you're in, and it seems to be channeled into a crude but somewhat effective irrigation system. And a thick, sweet smell fills the air from thousands of fungi of all colors and sizes, many glowing with a strange, inviting light. This is where the main myconid colony is, and you can see that there's a big mound in the center with a bunch of little holes in it, and it looks like myconids live in sort of communal barracks type situations where they make these sort of fungal mounds, and then make little huts and holes in them where they create their living spaces. A myconid living space is a very alien thing too. They don't have the same needs as others. They don't have beds or anything like that. It looks like what they mostly have are maybe some curiosities as you're passing by. Some of them seem to have tools in there. Not much of the regular comforts you would expect in a living space, like a bed or a kitchen or anything like that. But as you move down here beyond this mud and the mushrooms that spread across the cavern, a large clear pool sits in the midst of the fungal grove. A central mound seems to be the only dry spot in sight. Through a small cliff rises above the cavern floor far across the clearing, with giant mushrooms visible in the distance. Bioluminescent fungi trace strange constellations along the cavern's ceilings and walls, showing the darkness of the ravine and the mist-shrouded smaller cavern beyond. There's this ravine, and spores and phase risk get very, very thick as you go further and further back into Neverlight. He leads you back up again as you're heading into this thicker area. As he does this, another myconid runs up, and he says, "Friendly softers, you arrive at a wondrous time. Neverlight Grove is on the verge of something great, something marvelous. Celebrate as the day of joy is nigh." And he sort of pushes past you and starts dancing on, and Basidia sort of looks, and if a mushroom could look sort of embarrassed, he would. And he says, pay no mind to Philo. He's gone a bit strange lately. He continues moving on up to this other ledge here, and he says, "This ledge is for the circle of explorers. Those that go far from home are generally located here and meld in this area. These terraces are quiet and calm. The only sounds here are soft, loopy splashes as water drips from stalactites above onto the caps of oversized mushrooms sprouting from the mushy earth." He says, "The final place I must show you is the Circle of Masters." And he leads you back down towards the backside of Neverlight here, and it gets thicker and thicker and thicker. You see that this plateau here rises higher than the other terraces, and it's screened by a natural fence of soaring zirkwood stalks, and muffled murmuring can be heard from atop. Below the plateau, there's this hole, and he goes in, and he beckons you to follow him. And as you do, he basically, you're in what appears to be like a town hall of some sort. And he says, "And this is where the master melding takes place. We hope you appreciate the beauty that is Neverlight Grove."
Thanks for the tour there. As Rolen fucking yawns. Just hard. Fucking hard.
Wow.
Just like, nice place you got here. about that guy Philo, maybe like quarantine him for a little while.
Philo is the other sovereign of Neverlight.
No way.
Philo and myself have been in charge for many years now. It is not normal for there to be two sovereigns, but I am a foreigner with my own clan who was thrust out of my home. They accepted me graciously here, and as a sovereign cannot ever stop being a sovereign, Philo was gracious enough to allow a second sovereign to reign in Neverlight. I cannot command Philo nor tell him what to do. He has instituted a few other strange policies that are foreign to Myconids, and I have begun to question them. But so far they are innocuous.
Well, good luck with that. Great meeting you. See you later, Stool.
Okay, bye! But seriously, you guys can stay here as long as you want, and I'll have a place for you if you want to come back.
Calvinus comes to Stool and he gets down on his knee and he says, "Well, Stool, you're probably my only real friend down here. These other guys, I'm pretty sure if it comes down to it, they'll leave me to die. It's been very nice having you." And Calvinus gets all teary and he's like, Stu, and he gives him a big hug.
Does Jeff maybe try and drag screaming, bawling Calvinus back to the boat?
I'm gonna die down here.
It's it's okay. And you leave Stool and Neverlight with Basidia and head back to your boat. And as you do, Philo approaches you all one more time and he says, "Are you all leaving already? Why don't you stay for the festivities? We're going to have a party soon. It'll be fun. Join us." Rolen said.
No, fuck.
Yeah, he's having a party soon. He's in a couple days, he said. Sounds like fun.
1d20 plus 5 and I get an 8. Come on.
We got our friend here is kind of an embarrassment. And Mike and didn't party it. He made it a lot worse. So we're gonna head out.
But wait! Did Basidia give you the tour? I could give you a tour.
Rolen might be interested in another tour.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're leaving.
Let's go.
Thank you for the hospitality and your lovely mushroom kingdom. We are leaving.
My heart can't take it.
But even if you got the tour, I bet he didn't show you where the circle of welcome is. Oh no, that's where the party's going to be. And I'll bet if you lay eyes on it, you'll never want to leave.
No, I think we're gonna. I'm headed back to the boat. Thank you once again. Enjoy your party. Yeah.
And Roland heads back to the boat.
Yeah, Jeff goes with him, dragging Calvinus and making like, apologetic gestures and like at Calvinus, like, sorry, you see what.
All right, give me a sec. All right, you guys head back to the boat, leaving Stool. Only one NPC left here.
Wow,
as you
survived.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Stool, out of all the NPCs, survived.
He's gonna turn into a dancing zombie mushroom or whatever, but we got him to his home.
Yeah, you did it. Good job, everyone. As you get on the boat, you see you have been followed by 4 Myconids.
What?
Except actually not, because you've been followed by 3 Myconids.
Oh.
And and a person, like a mile away from your boat, and they would come out of the fungus after you, about 50 feet behind you.
We've got some company.
The human that's with them, and goes, "Pardon me, I couldn't help but notice your hasty retreat from Neverlight Grove. Can I ask why?" This guy has like this big, beautiful double chin. He's got like really dark hair and sort of like a greaser haircut. Like he's like Max Headroom, a parody of Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. He's like the manliest looking, beautiful, manly man that ever existed.
You said double chin.
Yeah, you said double chin.
I meant like butt chin.
The most glorious little double chin.
Glorious little fat man.
I know. Sorry. Not a double chin. And then he sort of stands there, and he's flanked by these 3 mushrooms. Jeff, what you notice is that this guy is also mushrooms. That everything about him, it looks human if you sort of don't have great eyesight, but as you look closer, you see these sort of seams and weird places and things in his face where he's like basically figured out how to take a bunch of different mushrooms and mash them together to look just like a human face. Like his eyeballs are mushrooms. Like everything is a fucking mushroom. Now that you've noticed this, it's one of the most horrifying, terrible things you've ever seen.
Jeff drops Calvinus, like starts walking towards the guy, and it's like fascinating.
I think Rolen speaks up and it's like,
We were just here to drop off our buddy's stool, and now we're on our way.
It just seems awfully rude to turn down such a gracious gesture from Philo.
It also seems awfully overbearing that you want us to stay so badly.
Yes, I had noticed that you might think that. Nonetheless, I think we can get over that one, can't we? And he starts approaching Jeff as quickly as Jeff is approaching him. So let's all roll initiative.
Oh, unbelievable.
unbelievable.
That really bad in ways.
The things you say, you know, you throw that trash away.
It's a littering commercial.
You're unbelitterable.
Oh no.
Rolen, you're first here. This guy has definitely become aggressive. The other thing you noticed is that he actually hasn't started moving towards you. His head is just snaking away from his neck like it's on a long tendril.
I'm gonna shoot.
You loose a bolt, but it flies wide.
I think I may get 3 attacks technically on my first turn.
That'll hit, and your third shot misses.
Fucking shoot out a volley.
One of them lands in him, and he sort of recoils, and his head on the rope sort of snakes back. One of the Myconids just starts stomping towards you guys as quickly as possible. He stomps up right there next to both Rolen and Jeff.
Very interested in the like mushroom in the shape of man, and it's kind of like, I mean, obviously let's kill these guys, but try and leave that one kind of intact. He summons his ghost friend. Ghost friend attacks. He also casts Toll the Dead.
You hear this gong as bits and pieces of mushroom fall off this creature. This other one continues growing
Growing, showing.
and moves forward.
Is that the guy? The mushroom guy?
Yeah, mushroom guy, yeah. And
Andy, Tenacious D is so ingrained in you.
I know, it's ridiculous. Like when you said the earlier when you're like, okay, I'll do it. That immediately I thought of.
How long's it been since you properly listened to that entire CD, like start to finish?
I mean, I do it all the time. Brianna fucking reintroduced me to Tenacious D.
That's awesome.
Listen to it all the
Really?
time.
She's a Tenacious D fan?
Marry
Yeah.
her.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, do it. Just do it.
his head snakes and gets right up in Roland's face. And as soon as it's there, the rest of his body sort of snaps forward and lands on the ground next to him. And as he does, this big puff of smoke emanates from his body. And Roland, you need to make a Constitution save. I need you to roll a D100 for me. That's it. Darendil gallops forward and starts lacerating, slashing out with his claws. Another one of these Myconids approaches. Calvinus, what are you going to do?
I'll throw my staff on the ground, and I say, Subpaw! And it turns into a giant constrictor snake. So we'll try to constrict.
That'll hit. So the snake slithers up and wraps all around this thing and squeezes tight as a bunch of mushrooms pop off of it.
And the creature's restrained.
Rolen,
I'm gonna cast Cordon of Arrows.
you shoot 4 arrows straight into the ground, and the Myconid in front of you sort of cocks his head like you missed. And the guy in front of Jeff just spews all over Jeff's face. Jeff, make a Constitution save.
Oh, that's not good.
You feel your muscles begin to seize up a little bit, but you power through it. And then he reels back and slams down with one of his big mushroomy fists.
Did that Myconid's turn just then? He needs to do that.
Oh, yes, that's right. Dex save. He failed. The arrow, just sort of, leans over and he steps backwards onto it accidentally and, pokes him. He's like, oh.
Jeff summons his spirit guardians, his ghosts that fly around and fuck up anybody within 15 feet of him.
It's the same as the basically the arrows, where at the end, if something ends their turn or moves into the space.
Jeff also moves his ghost friend to the Myconid that's restrained.
Ghost friend hits. He's getting pummeled from all sides. Yestabrod, you don't know his name, the beautiful mushroom. He opens his mouth and starts hacking and coughing, and this spray and spews starts going everywhere in front of him, and it lands all over Rolen, Jeff, Darendil, and that other Myconid there. Oh, and the snake. So one of the Myconids, the snake, Darendil, Jeff, and Rolen all need to make a dex save. The snake actually manages to dodge this stuff, but the rest of you are coated in this really nasty steaming liquid that's really sticky and oily, so you can't really wipe it off. It just stays. Then he picks his fist up and goes to slam it down onto Rolen. Darendil's like, this is disgusting. Darendil goes wild, slashing at this Myconid with his claws, sending a small puff of spores flying. One of the other Myconids exhales some spores in Darendil's direction, and Darendil yawns, gets down on his knees, and goes to sleep. This
The one that's right in front of Darendil?
Yeah, so he's gonna have to make
Dex save.
After he puts Darendil to sleep, hit by an arrow and battered by a bunch of tiny little scythe-wielding ghosts, he slams his fist into the snake. 12 bludgeoning damage, and then where the fist landed, you can see some spores are stuck and start burrowing into the snake's skin. And he takes another 7 poison damage.
The sounds snakes make.
Yeah, I think I'm better at editing the sound effects and making them with my mouth.
Yes. Jeff, you need to make a Constitution save, please.
Slap the Constitution.
You feel yourself getting a little sleepy, but are unaffected. This creature does bring a fist down at Rolen as it moves by. Calvinus.
First, with the snake, bite.
As your snake has this thing wrapped up, it does one final squeeze and bites the damn thing's head, and the head pops off.
I'm gonna do Erupting Earth.
New spell.
You can get 2 of the Myconids in that.
Yeah, let's do it.
They both failed.
Oh, hell yeah. 3d12 bludgeoning. Oh, shit.
Dang.
Calvinus mutters some words, and the earth beneath these creatures starts cracking and churning, and big rocks jut up from the ground and slam them into the ceiling, and they fall back down. 2 of these Myconids are battered pretty seriously.
Calvinus spins his staff and his... Oh, no, he doesn't have a staff. He realizes that and just looks sad.
he goes to whip something out, and his hand's empty, and he's like, oh. Rolen. There's this sort of beautiful Myconid man in front of you and one of the regular ones behind you.
I'm gonna slash with my one-handed katana.
Oh shit, yeah, the Mind Blade. Forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hit.
So it does 5 slashing damage and 7 psychic damage.
Your blade slashes through this thing, and as you're cutting through this creature, you get a few flashes of what's on its mind as you're cutting it.
Whoa.
And you see this beautiful, enormous, very obviously female mushroom woman, 5 stories tall. And not only do you see her, but as you are experiencing this very brief flash of a vision, you are in love with this woman.
I kind of like reel back and goes, what was that? And then as like my blade exits that dude in front of me, I do like a whip around and slash at the guy that's behind me.
A whip around or a...
Oh, damn, look at that. Yeah, I whip around. Son,
Yeah, he whips around.
get on my level.
All around.
Oh, look at that. Oh, damn.
That's a lot of damages.
Yeah, son.
As you slide through, you have a similar thing, except instead of this flash of this woman, you see this flash of just as far as the eye can see, dancing myconids. You realize that this vision is not in the Underdark. It is the surface world teeming with myconids.
That's distressing, but also,
Meh.
You really, this guy is almost cut in 2 from that attack.
I yell out to them, it's like, I'm having some weird visions here, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Are they entertaining at least?
No, they're quite disturbing of mushroom stuff.
The myconid next to you, the man-looking one, he says, "It's our glorious leader. She'll lead the mushroom people to a future filled with rot and decay for years and years and years."
Can I stand on the corpse of the mushroom?
You
Like,
can move
there?
through difficult terrain, and yes, you can stand on the corpse of the mushroom. It's just moved costs twice as much.
Cast inflict wounds.
He just crumbles into a small pile of fungus.
That's it.
The beautiful myconid whispers back to Rolen, or just says back to Rolen, "Did you enjoy our version of the future?
Honestly, I don't really give a shit.
Pretty soon you will be shit, and we'll be eating you." He slams into Rolen.
Shit.
did you just give me a mushroom stamp?
He says, "You're going to die." Darrendel's like, "You first!" Calvinus, there's only one of these myconids left. You create a sphere of fire and slam it into this myconid, and it catches on fire, and he starts screeching and screaming.
I'm gonna do another one-handed attack.
You cut deep into this guy. As you're hitting him these 2 times, he's sort of doubling over and grabbing the points where you hit him. He looks like he is about to fall.
Jeff is gonna try and kill him. Ghost friend attack.
He falls down dead. You got 4 dead myconids here.
Jeff turns to Roland and is like, can you do me a favor and cut this weird mushroom man's head off for me?
Yeah, sure, bud.
Awesome. Jeff takes the severed man-shaped mushroom and sticks it in his backpack.
The head is only the head because he made it look that way. It all looks like it's sort of made out of the same stuff. So taking the head is really more symbolic than anything else.
Wait a second. Should we go check on Stool? You think he's okay, or?
You're the one who wants to get out of here, right?
Yeah, you're right, I do.
He'll be fine, probably. I mean, probably not, but...
Nah.
Roland kind of looks down at the ground and looks back, thinks about it, and then, yeah.
Alright, let's head back to the boat.
Nice. I appreciate that Roland would not have made that choice if he didn't have that insanity.
Yeah, no, he definitely would have gone back.
Vicious mockery. Vicious mockery. Vicious mockery. Vicious mockery. Vicious mockery. Mockery. Yeah.